For latest updates and short audio clips, follow us on Instagram, Reading the Author.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Reading the Author, a unique show where we read authors' mind and not their book. Meanwhile, I truly believe and pray that you and your families are completely safe and healthy as well. Today we have Janissa M. D'Souza ma'am with us, the author of The Scrupulous Gentleman and The Love She Wanted. Thank you so much ma'am for coming on our show. We are highly grateful कि आप हमारे show पर आए.
Thank you for having me. Really great to be here.
Pleasure, ma'am. So, ma'am, before we get into the podcast and know much more about your books, about your vision, I would request you to please introduce yourself so that our listeners can know much more about you. Please share about your journey, childhood, and how you started writing and all those things.
All right. So my pen name is Janissa M. D'Souza. I'm the author of The Scrupulous Gentleman and The Love She Wanted. When it comes to writing, for me, I used to write in childhood, but they were mostly short stories. I was quite introverted, especially as a child, and I used to love reading and hence developed my love for writing as well. And I used to write these short stories, and that slowly moved to fan fiction. And by the end of my law school, I decided that I should write a book, but I wasn't sure exactly what to write about. I knew it was going to be a murder mystery and there was going to be a detective who solves the murder. But I did not know exactly how to go about it because, books are so big and I'm only used to writing short stories and all that. So when the lockdown happened, I pretty much did what everybody else was doing. I started binge watching a lot of series and I rewatched MasterChef USA. There was a blind contestant called Christine Ha. She was very inspirational. And if people who watch MasterChef know that there are certain challenges where you have to recreate one particular dish exactly the way it is and plate it that way. I found that very impressive how she was able to do that even though she was not able to see. And that series pretty much inspired me. Christine Ha inspired me to come up with a character, a blind detective, which I pretty much put into my first book, The Scrupulous Gentleman. I found that really something very interesting because having blind characters is one thing, but a blind detective, someone who's not able to see but yet observes so much more in a particular mystery and try to find out who was the actual killer and the motives behind it. It was a little tricky to do that, but I think I was able to do good justice to that. As for my second book, The Love She Wanted, I was mainly focusing on mental health. It's a fiction book. Both my books are fiction. And the main reason I focused on mental health was probably because of a lot of misconceptions about mental health, even with myself. I thought mental health was something, and then you see people with, say, certain problems of mental health, but they're behaving a way that you did not expect them to. I really looked into that aspect and to see how people really behave when they have certain mental health problems. And as for my personal life, I am a lawyer by profession. I was born and brought up in Kerala, did my degree in Bangalore, and now I am presently a Masters of Law student due to graduate in early 2022.
So it seems, ma'am, the book has been released and it seems to be really interesting. I just saw Amazon. It's performing really well on Amazon. But ma'am, from a reader's perspective, after listening to this podcast, many readers would like to go for that book. So can you share some insights like what a reader can expect from these books? Like some brief insights, if you can, about your second book, The Love She Wanted?
Yes, okay. So The Love She Wanted is, like I said, it's a fiction book. And it has elements of romance, whodunit, which means there's a particular murder and towards the end, the murderer would be revealed. And of course, this has a character that does deal with mental health. He plays a very important part in the story. I look for a lot of emotional depth when it comes to my characters. And I really worked hard on this one character, Benjamin, who does deal with certain mental health issues and certain issues of mental health that he actually has to face. One of them is the fact that he doesn't want to admit that he has a problem. Which being in a society that we are right now, a lot of people, even though we know about mental health, a lot of us don't want to admit that we have any problem or anything because, of the stigma that society has against mental health. So I did try and look at that journey and this journey towards recovery as well, with a lot of other issues surrounding it. And what another major aspect would be the investigation and certain twists and suspense when it comes to revealing who the murderer is. So for those who like whodunits, mystery, thrillers, romance with emotional depth, I really would recommend The Love She Wanted. As for my first book, The Scrupulous Gentleman, it is a very fun whodunit book. It's about this rich heiress who finds out her grandfather has just been killed, and she has to get home and try and find out who did it. On the way, she meets certain characters, including this blind detective who decides to take on the investigation, and again various twists and turns happen, and finally, everything concludes on a good note. I especially focus on the main character and a potential love interest and their dynamic. At the same time, I look at the mystery aspect of it and every other character in the family and what they all are up to and who can possibly be the killer from different perspectives.
I mean, it seems to be really interesting, but can you share being a lawyer was the main motive to write on these topics, or some sort of other motivation or inspiration was behind writing a book? Because being a detective and being a lawyer is something every day dealing with such some sort of cases, and also was that the motive, or was that helping you in that journey?
Yes and no. I have always liked murder mysteries ever since I was a kid. I've read a lot of books with a lot of murder mysteries. That did not exactly have anything to do with me becoming a lawyer. But when I pursued the career, there were very interesting cases, and I do tend to draw certain inspiration from certain events in my life. But so yes, somewhat being a lawyer does affect my interest towards murder mysteries.
Okay, ma'am. So I'm what can we expect next from you? What's in the pipeline? You want to try a bit on some other genres as well, or you want to stick to these only?
I'm thinking of other genres. I don't know. I think I would really like to try my hand in comedy a little bit, because my friends and everyone who's read my book has told me I do have quite a bit of comedy in it. So I wouldn't mind trying to making a book completely on comedy. Other than that, I'm also interested in interactive story writing. So I'm trying to work around that as well.
So as of now, you're writing anything?
Not yet.
So, ma'am, my next question to this podcast is about this industry. There are around hundreds of books are being published every week, we can say, on Amazon. And, as publishing has become so much easier, traditional publishing is always there, and, self-publishing. You are also a self-published author. Lots of, new publication house are opening every week, we can say. So what sort of competition do you feel in this industry? A sort of neck-to-neck competition, or you're someone who feels that in creativity there's no competition, every book will find its own reader? What's your take on this, basically?
I do think that there's no competition when it comes to creativity. When it comes to writing, we all have our specific genres that we like the most, and since there is so much opportunity, I think it's a very good thing, because we all have a platform, we all have the right to just publish our books, rather than before it was very closed off. So I don't really feel competition, because I know that certain readers are going to like my book, certain readers are not going to like it as much, because for their personal reasons, of course, but the reason I'm writing is because I enjoy it. Writing is my passion, and I love creating new ideas and new books and different storylines. So for me, what I consider mainly success is me being able to complete writing my book and publishing it. So for me, that is considered my greatest goal.
Okay. And ma'am, as you are a self-published author, so can you share with us or with the listeners, what are the major things we have to keep in mind, or what are the issues or problems you faced while self-publishing, or if you can guide us?
Well, for me, I wasn't exactly sure how to publish to begin with. So I did finally decide on self-publishing, and it is a little more trickier than one might think, because you need to get it edited, proofread, and make sure the format and everything is well before you self-publish. And of course, there's a bit of marketing also involved, which you have to look into eventually. But at the end of the day, it is self-publishing does take its time, and it's a little tricky, but it's very good. You will actually enjoy self-publishing because you're so invested in your book and everything that's being done with it, and so you're part of it in every step of the way. So it's a very satisfying experience.
And ma'am, as of now, do you have any writing schedule? Like after completing 2 books, you write every day, like you devote some hours to your writing, or it's like random basically? जैसा मेरे साथ होता है कि कभी कोई थॉट आया तो कहीं फोन में या फिर किसी डायरी में लिख लिया, फिर बाद में बैठ के लिख रहे हैं. So how does it goes with you?
For me, I tend to make up a skeletal structure of my plot first. And as for writing, I don't exactly have a schedule. Like I'll keep like an overall schedule, a very flexible schedule. Like within the end of 2 weeks, I'll write at least this much, or at least until this point. Most of the time, I'm not exactly able to keep to that, but I do try and maintain some kind of goal so that I'll have an extra motivation to write more, to try and reach that particular schedule. But most of the time, like with life, I'm just doing my Masters of Law and everything. So you kind of get very busy. But still at the same time, I still try and keep a schedule. But most of the time it's like, as you said, you get the inspiration, you start writing.
True. Okay. So ma'am, as of now, we have talked about your book, about your journey, about your vision, about your competitiveness and everything. Now coming to your personal life, can you share with us what was the most happiest moment of your life? Like there must be many, but if you can share any single one with us, then that would be really great.
One of the most happiest moments of my life was when my parents read my book. So they, my mom really likes reading. I think I get that from her. And so when she, sat down and read through my book and gave me feedback on that was amazing. And the same also with my dad, who also likes reading. It was really nice to listen to their perspective of my book and what they like about it and all of that. It was something that it really made me feel very good,
True. That's if you are what I personally feel, ma'am, कि अगर आप किसी चीज को काफी टाइम से कर रहे हैं and जब उसे वर्ल्ड एक्सेप्ट करे या जब उसे आपके पेरेंट्स एक्सेप्ट करें, तो that's truly one of the best feelings.
That's true. It's true.
So, ma'am, do you feel stressed while releasing of your book? Like, let's say, अगर कल आपकी book release होने वाली है, तो what goes in your mind today? Like, do you feel stressed, relaxed, excited, या फिर कोई आप goal set करते हैं benchmark कि मेरे book को इतना sale करना चाहिए या something like that? Like, what goes in your mind at that time?
Honestly, for me, it's a mixture of nervousness and excitement. So, of course, I'm a little nervous because कल मुझे release करना है and you have to do a few things, like everything's got to be on spot, make sure there are no typos and all the other things. And I'm excited because what I'm publishing my book, I'm publishing my first and my second book. People are going to be able to read it. It's going to be available to so many people, and I'm going to have so many people as a readership eventually. So I would be very, very excited and nervous. So it's a mixture of a lot of feelings.
And as of now, ma'am, what's your current mental state, like as a person, as an author? What are the things which you are focusing upon, especially as of now?
As a person, I'm pretty relaxed and pretty happy because my Masters of Law just recently ended in December. So pretty relaxed after hectic finals and all that. As for my writing, I'm just being a little patient right now. I do have an idea for a book in mind, but I'm not exactly sure, I haven't got the proper skeletal structure just yet. I'm still thinking about it. And I'm deciding to take that step by step. I'm also, like I said, I'm interested in interactive storytelling games. So I'm actually looking at that as well, and I'm also preparing for that. I'm preparing with the storyline. I'm preparing to release that also sometime in Jan. So I'm just being a little patient right now, and also enjoying the holiday season.
You basically want that idea to grow more. Yeah.
Yes, I want it to grow. It's just very, very little, and I really have a lot to work on that. what I'd like to do with this third book, like I said, is focus a lot on the comedy as well. Keep it a little lighthearted, but at the same time deal with certain issues as well as I did with my first and second book, in to do something or the other of that scale. So I'm just reading through different articles, working through different ideas, but I haven't exactly come up with a solid plot or a solid premise just yet.
And ma'am, my last question to you of this podcast is what are advices for the upcoming authors? There must be many people who will be listening to this podcast and they will be holding their first draft in their laptop, in their diary, or many will start writing after listening to this. So what would be your advice to all the upcoming authors?
I'd say relax. One thing for me was when I started writing, I just thought that, okay, I actually made a proper schedule for me when I started writing. And then when I started writing, I realized I couldn't keep up to that schedule. So I'd say relax and take your time. And also don't be afraid to change certain things in your book. So maybe you have a complete idea on what your book is supposed to be when you start writing. But as you keep writing, you realize you want to change certain things. Feel free to change that. It's your book. Just go with the flow. And in the end, be satisfied with what you have. That's what I love to say. Those were the things that went through my mind when I first started writing. And I realized just to be relaxed and very flexible with the whole thing. And of course, try to meet a particular overall goal and not just these short-term goals when it comes to writing.
Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I hope you must have enjoyed this episode. And if you do, then do follow our podcast, Reading the Author, available on all the leading podcast platforms. And don't forget to buy and read the book. आप जैसे Amazon पे जाएं, वहाँ पे सर्च करें जेनेसा एम डिसिल्वा मैम की दोनों बुक आ जाएंगी. ज़रूर खरीदें, पढ़ें और अपने जानने वालों के साथ चैनल से ज़रूर शेयर करें. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming on our show. We are truly honored to have you on the show today.